Hello and welcome to this lesson. Today we are learning about index laws. Introduction to index laws. Index laws are rules that help us to perform operation with numbers and terms written in index form. For example, I have 4 raised to the power 6, where 6 is the index or power, whereas 4 is the base. For example, if I write a raised to the power 2, where 2 is the index or power, whereas a is the base. There are several different index laws. The first index law is related to multiplication. General rule: when multiplying terms with the same base, we add the power. For example, a raised to the power m times a raised to the power n equals a raised to the power m plus n, where m and n are the powers. When we solve the related examples, for example, I have 5 raised to the power 7 times 5 raised to the power 5. So I'm going to add the powers, which is 7 plus 5. I will write my base as it is, and then 5 raised to the power 7 plus 5 is 12. This is answer. Next, I have 4 raised to the power 70 times 4 raised to the power 50. I will write 4 raised to the power 70 plus 50, which is 4 raised to the power 120. This is answer. The second index law, which is related to division. General rule: when dividing terms with the same base, we subtract the powers. This is very important here. Now we are going to subtract the powers. A raised to the power m divided by a raised to the power n equals a raised to the power m minus n. We subtracted the powers here. Similarly, when we solve the questions, 6 raised to the power 7 divided by 6 raised to the power 5, I will subtract the powers. 7 take away 5, which is 6 raised to the power 2, or we can say 36. This is answer. Next, we have 6 raised to the power 70 divided by 6 raised to the power 50. So we will write 6 raised to the power, because base is same. I'm going to subtract the powers. So 70 take away 50, which is 6 raised to the power 20. We will write as it is. We are not going to simplify 6 raised to the power 20. The third index law, general rule: any term to the power 0 is equal to 1. So any term, for example, we have a raised to the power 0 equal 1. Related example, 6 raised to the power 0 equals 1. This is answer. Next, 2 raised to the power 0, which is also equivalent to 1. This is answer. The fourth index law, general rule: when raising a power to another power, we multiply the powers. This is very important. So a raised to the power m raised to the power n, power raised to the power, another power. So we multiply two powers, a raised to the power m times n. When we solve the example here, related example, so 5 raised to the power 4 raised to the power 2, we multiply powers. So 5 raised to the power 8. This is answer. Next we have 3 raised to the power 5 raised to the power 30. We multiply 5 and 30 as per our rule. So 3 raised to the power 150. This is answer. The fifth index law, general rule, A times B raised to the power m. A raised to the power m times B raised to the power m. It means if we have two terms or two numbers multiplying in the bracket and it is raised to the power m or any number, then we will multiply. When we open the bracket, we will write A raised to the power m times B raised to the power m. When we solve the related example here, 5 raised to the power 4, 5x times 2y raised to the power 4. So 5 raised to the power 4, x raised to the power 4 times 2 raised to the power 4 and y raised to the power 4. I will write everything raised to the power 4. So 5 raised to the power 4 means 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, which is 625, x raised to the power 4 times 2 raised to the power 4 is 16, y raised to the power 4. Now I will multiply 625 and 16. 625 times 16 is 10,000. X to the power 4, y to the power 4. This is the answer. Next we have 3b times 5 raised to the power 3. When I will remove the bracket, I will write each term raised to the power 3. So 3 raised to the power 3, b raised to the power 3 and 5 raised to the power 3. After that I will simplify. 3 raised to the power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 5 times 5 is b raised to the power 3. 5 raised to the power 3 means 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. Now I will multiply 125 and 27. 27 times 125, which is 3375. Or I can also write 3 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 3 times 5 raised to the power 3 and b 3. I can write my answer in both ways. This is answer. Next, the sixth index law, general rule, a divided by b raised to the power m equals a raised to the power m divided by b raised to the power m. When I apply this rule here, so I will write 5 raised to the power 4, a raised to the power 2, a raised to the power 2 raised to the power 4. Power raised to the power, we multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8 divided by d raised to the power 2 raised to the power 4. 2 times 4 is 8. I will write 5 raised to the power 4, a raised to the power 8 or d raised to the power 8. If we want to simplify 5 raised to the power 4, which is 625 a raised to the power 8 d raised to the power 8. That's the answer. We can write our answer this way and or this way. Both answers are correct. Next we have 3x squared divided by 6 whole to the power 3. So when I remove the bracket, I will raise everything to the power, each term to the power 3. So 3 raised to the power 3, x raised to the power 2 raised to the power 3, power raised to the power, we multiply. So 2 times 3 is 6 divided by 6 raised to the power 3. When I simplify this, 3 raised to the power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, x raised to the power 6, 6 times 6 times 3, 6. I remove the division sign and I write everything in the as a fraction. So 3, 2 times 6, 2, I will cancel these. So x raised to the power 6 over 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So this is answer. The seventh index law, general rule, a raised to the power negative m equals 1 over a raised to the power m, where a is not equal to 0. It means this a is not equals to 0. Any letter or number raised to the power negative, so we will write 1 over that letter raised to the power positive. For example, 5 raised to the power negative 2, it means if we use the above law, we will write this 1 over 5 raised to the power 2, or we can write 1 over 25. Both answers are correct. If we have 3 raised to the power negative 3, so we will write 1 over 3 raised to the power 3, or we can 3 raised to the power 3 means 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. Both answers are correct. I hope you like this lesson. Till my next lesson, bye bye.